you're busy, they give you another set of rules and other things that you're going to have to try and fit into your life. And you were set up on a diet to be a failure. Somebody else said that to me. That's not my words. I thought that was a brilliant insight. I mean, who on earth actually wins on a diet? You don't, because you get your goal, okay, but then you go back to the way that you were eating before, or you stop struggling with trying to keep up with the diet and you fail. So you're set up to fail in the beginning. They're too complicated. You've got a million other things to do. You don't need the complication. And the biggest fall down with diets is there's no education. They don't explain why you're doing something. And if you don't understand the why, for women in particular, I know because I work with you all the time and I know myself, if you don't understand the why, you just don't do it. Your inner teenager goes, not doing that. And generally on a diet, there's nobody to motivate you. That's where I come in. So you're over-emotionally involved in the outcome. But I've got a strategy, an easy strategy, and it's Adele, you'll never be skinny. You'll never look at you. And she wasn't even rude to me. It just hit to the core, and I don't think I let it. It didn't bother me in that I did something about it. I just accepted it as the truth. But I was always active, and I've always enjoyed. Running around, shouting about and stuff like that. So I thought I could do the cross-country race, and I trained for it. I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I've got to do some training. God, dear, fat chance. I was in such a mess. I couldn't do it. It was exhausting, and it was too difficult for me. And that gave me the message, that gave me the message that I can't do this. I can't run around like a lunatic. It wasn't for me. Sorry. Then I went to university and I tried aerobics there because there was. I remember sitting on the settee and this girl from uni came running in and her thighs were amazing, her bum was gorgeous, and she was getting in the way of my fag smoke and my beer, and I was like, get out the way. But I did notice her legs, and not only did I notice her legs, I noticed what the comments that the boys that were making to her were saying. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go and try this aerobics. So I gave it a go and I lasted 3 seconds. It was a nightmare. It was so fast, and guess what? I blamed myself because I thought I wasn't the type of person that could do an aerobics class. How many of you have you ever said that to yourself? This isn't for me. I can't do this. But you don't know. You don't know because you might have been taught incorrectly. And I'm now convinced that I was on that class. And it put me off for another 5 years until I met the snotty receptionist at Saatchi & Saatchi. And she really was snotty, bless her. Blonde and beautiful. And she handed me this card and she said, well, you'll never go to the gym, the works gym. So I thought, right, I'm going. And that's where I fell in love with my first instructor. I loved him. He was much older. He was down to earth. We were doing the can, loved it. So that was me hooked. No. Had an injury, had my first son, little Benny. He'll kill me for telling you that. And it didn't really go to plan, I have to be honest. Things were quite difficult. That's my own story. But I started